Oh my god, I think it fixed itself. It fixed itself! We gotta get some pogs in the chat right now. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened ever. In the history of, like, ever chat. We're going to Rooftop Rumble Game 1. This is, like, the greatest feeling I've ever had. This might be what it feels like to have children, or get married, or, like, do most things. This is the greatest feeling I felt in a long, long, long time. Well, having a child might be painful, but having, like, holding the child after your partner gives birth to it, now that's a good feeling. But anyways, we're here. Rooftop Rumble. That's what I'm saying. And Scooterdoops Troco, a classic NASB1 set. And the same characters, so these two have transcended games with this one. And let's see if the results also speak for themselves. So, in prior NASB fashion, Scooter was kind of like a rising flame, if you will. There's somebody that kind of got better as NASB1 like went on, and I believe they became ranked on the last 2 PRs or so. I know for certain like the last one, but I believe there's another one. But Troco, always a force to be reckoned with, and somebody that pretty much throughout NASB2 has also been that crazy force. One of the top seeds for this tournament. So, definitely both of them. And here's the thing. There's a difference between 4th and 4th seed with Troco and 20th for Scooter. Yeah, this is still pretty neck and neck. Sizzli, if you can, there's a moderator request that needs to be checked up on. I'm assuming you're handling it, but I'm gonna try. Oh, it's just a DQ I got. Let's see. Nori. Yeah, Troco, I'll say this, Troco is super interesting with how he plays Danny. Just because it's funny, like, he was talking about how when Danny was, like, considered top 1, he was like, I can't play this character right now. I just do not find them interesting. He didn't want to play them optimally in the way that optimally was then. And now he's kind of making his own way around town again. Yeah, it's hard to. I'll say this: the one hard thing that you'll have to like kind of keep in mind with like having a style, it's like it's always great. Oh gosh, it's always good to like have like a mix of the two. And I think that at the end of the day, an optimal like playstyle just in platform fighters is always to slow it down when possible. The Troco special. Yeah, we're going to Technodrome. I actually love this stage's music, by the way. I'm like a sucker for this the music. But yeah. All right, let's. Sorry about that. Had to make sure that a set finished. There was like some issue pretty much in that set I was working on with like, I guess if you have team attack on, apparently the beavers can deal damage to each other. That's a very interesting bug. I did not know that existed, and I'm sure others didn't as well. And I guess that would make sense, as they should. Well, so they played 2 matches without realizing that it was on team attack, I guess. And it wasn't their lobby. So, but I was like, listen, the set's been going on for 30 minutes. I can't, like, here's the thing. If you guys notice that there's an issue with a set, like, with, like, way the game is functioning, like, early on, and you're not sure, call a moderator and be like, hey, this is happening. Because we can ultimately make the decision and say, listen, if this person understands the character enough to say this shit's happening, we can just test it then and there on game 1, rather than... It was Nori versus Cannon, correct? And so, I gave them the choice. I was like, listen, you discovered it game 3, or at least I'm seeing that you're addressing it after the set happened. I'm willing to at least give you a 1 game, so it's 2-0 instead of a 3-0, so you have a chance to maybe reverse it, because you should have tried to, like, call moderator earlier and address it that way. And then, oh my god, that was awesome. And then pretty much we decided to not go that route and just to DQ Nori to losers. And which, I mean, it's unfortunate, but just make sure that when you're playing, make sure the lobby rule set is what you intend to be playing in. Or if you're uncomfortable trusting somebody else to do it, make sure that you're the one making them lobbies. But yeah, right now, on the verge of being eliminated, the classic of accepted game state. Correct. And that is why, while not at this event completely, I did what I could in terms of, that was kind of why I made the decision of, like at this event, because I don't TO this event, Sizzli does. I just kind of help admin. Yeah. Like, you can't, I'll say this, you can't do much on that, except for knowing that you shouldn't have team attack on. So, this is my PSA to all of you. When you're playing singles, do not play with team attack on, because it alters singles. Which is unfortunate. But if you know that going in, because apparently Nori was aware of that being the case, that's something you just kind of have to call it. Gonna host a team attack on Beavers. I'm not gonna lie, Pixie, I've been doing that myself with a friend. And I think that may also apply to Zim. I didn't know. Hold on, but I didn't know until today that might have been affecting his playstyle. Because that would make so much sense. Because I was just like, oh, I reflected that. I'm so good. I don't think I was actually ever good. I think Zim, if anybody's curious, go ahead and test this for me. Go into a 1v1 team attack game with Zim, and then try to side specials Gur towards you, and it might hit you. I don't know if that's for certain, but let me know, because it straight up might be the case. And here we go. Jelly, possibly to finish out this Winterside stock for Scooter. And if you're a NASB1 player, you're going to be seeing this. If you know you're watching some NASB1 players, even now, you might know that you're watching a lot of Jelly. And that's because not only was Jellyfish Fields just the... Oh my god, chat, clip that. Not only was Jellyfish Fields just a comfort stage for a lot of people in NASB1, but also it was just like the fan favorite. Like, it was very neutral. Everybody killed early on that stage, but everybody also lived like fairly like honest for that game. So it's like you'll see people that like want to like relive that with the music and everything, and they're like, all right, well, I'm picking Jellyfish Field. And that's just how it's gonna be, you know. But regardless of NASB1, as I'm reliving my old man glory days with it every time I talk about NASB. This is NASB2. The future is now, old man. And despite that, we are still seeing Troco and Scooter playing Jenny and, why is Jenny so huge? That's what I'm saying, Mr. Z. That's what I'm saying. I will say, the only thing that I dislike about the size of Jelly in this is the, ceiling blast zone. And maybe the blast zone in general. It was so small in the first game, but I think every stage was fairly small. Oh, that's unfortunate. The only stage I think that is actually smaller than it was in NASB1 is Tremorton. Tremorton was smaller, or was larger in NASB1 than it is in NASB2. Which is crazy to say, because I feel like in NASB1 it was like perfectly sized. But hey, you can't fight Nickelodeon. When they come out to make it Rooftop is also smaller. Oh, that's true. I guess it is smaller. That stage was like, that stage needed to be smaller. I'll say that is like, and that's probably also part of it, was that they were like, well, we're making Jelly bigger, and if we make Jelly bigger, then we might as well make Roof smaller. And they needed to, though. Roof needed to be smaller. It was very controversial in NASB1, as being like potentially a ban-worthy or not competitively fair stage. Just because certain characters could like platform camp or like had ridiculous kills on it, or like they'd hide under platforms, you know, and just camp, and like it wasn't like they were winning because they could camp, but the positioning that you got from it pretty much gave them an like decent advantage, and it was a starter stage. It wasn't like a counter pick either. In NASB1, so it was just really interesting, just with the types of stages we had in NASB1 and like how that all kind of was squared out. But speaking of things that were squared out, you just saw the end of Troco versus Scooterdoops. Bow, 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 bow. Shout out to Scooter, by the way, because they're just the GOAT. Played with them on last week, I think, or this weekend maybe. They're just pretty awesome. True. And we've made it, chat, to winners quarterfinals.